Hey, this is Robert. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. And yeah, we got another friend that is just joining us on this on today's little afternoon recording, or whichever time zone it really is at this point. So this is Chanisha. Is that right?
That is correct, yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. It's going to be a really fun, nice little conversation. So I guess the first thing that I want to ask right away is, how are you doing? And how's 2020? Yeah, 2025. Good start. I can talk.
Yeah, no, I'm doing all right. I think the thing that's top of mind right now is that I think I just narrowly avoided getting scammed. So, but I also this is like the longest I've gone down. There's plenty of voice acting scams out there, right? And I actually did partially get invested in this one, but I'm like before it got real bad, I like noped out. So not feeling great about that, but otherwise, 2025 has been pretty good. I had a game come out earlier this year that has gotten rave reviews, so that's exciting. Um, and yeah, I just have to. Now I'm sort of like in that awkward middle period where I'm like, okay, I think I have to go get another demo made, but yeah, gotta get started.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about. You just gotta get those. You just gotta level up, you know what I mean? Or
Mm-hmm.
demo up, as we say.
Yep. How
So
about
yeah.
you?
Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of in the middle. We're just about to record for, the Solomon thing, and then also another project I'm doing called Furious 5. So a lot of that stuff is just still kind of, trying to find the time and the scheduling for everybody. It's
Mm-hmm.
because when you're managing stuff like this, it can definitely be a lot. It takes so much, like a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
time and just, but honestly, I think I'm starting to get to the place where we're gonna start officially recording around, like, if not the end of this month, definitely by, September-ish or so. Like that's the sweet spot that I'm aiming for.
Oh, that is awesome. Are you gonna be directing them? The talent?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be really dope. Trust me.
Excellent. No, no, that's awesome.
So yeah, I guess we can just get right to the questions here.
Hmm.
It's not many, but we'll
Yeah,
make
yeah.
the best out of the time that we have here. So, yeah, because I know we kind of spoke a few times in the past, but I know you mentioned 2025, and also I'm really sorry about what happened. Just
Yeah,
scammed. Yeah.
that's okay. Man, we got to be pretty vigilant these days because there's been so many emails going out, and if anything, just, I guess the moral of the story is if just trust your gut. If anything seems kind of fish, it probably is. So, but luckily it wasn't too bad, so it's all right. But it's just sometimes if it's too good to be true, it is.
Pretty much. Yeah. But regardless, what have been some of the biggest projects that you kind of been working on that you wanted to talk about, that you're really
Yeah.
excited about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the game that I recorded for last year, it's called Old Skies. It's this point and click adventure game, very lot time travel story, and I think it's probably like the biggest game that I've been in so far. I mean, it's not big, but it's like the most high profile project that I've been in, and it's gotten a lot of praise, which is great. I'm also in another like there's this podcast series called Feminist Fairy Tales, where it's like an anthology series where they do lots of like different fairy tales from different cultures. And so I've got an episode, I think the season three is kicking off in like September, I think. And I'm in one of the episodes. And so that's like another thing that I'm really excited about. I think those are like the main things I've got going on that are coming out. Also, I guess I don't know when this is coming out, but also the there's like the Mortalverse series, which is like a DC fan podcast series where they have all sorts of different episodes of all sorts of DC characters, and so I'm doing like a bit of a cameo role in the upcoming Batman of the Future episode, so that'll be really cool. But I think those are the main things that are happening right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, I'm just had to unmute myself. It's so
No, you're
cool
good.
that you're staying busy and just having so much stuff that you're looking forward to, which is really awesome.
Yeah, I think right now, it's sort of it's hard to like have to keep like training and keep auditioning is something that like I go through waves of like auditions and not auditions, and I think that's just a struggle that most of us deal with. But it's just an ongoing thing that I've got to keep working at.
Yeah, same for all of us, really.
Hmm.
Yeah. So what was something that kind of, sort of was your, I guess, entrance into voiceover,
Okay,
per se? Yeah.
so this is actually pretty crazy. This is a pretty crazy story that okay. So, it was initially like around 2020. So I think that's kind of where most people, well, it's not most people, but like maybe most newer voice actors started like dipping their toes in, because that's when I started, when I was working, and then we all had to stay home for COVID, and then I started. I'm like, you know what? I kind of always wanted to do this, so let me like dip my toe in a little bit, and so like I just started auditioning for just random things on Reddit and CCC, and I think most of those projects fell through, which is typical. But the fun fact is that one of the early things that I auditioned for was an early prototype of a game that eventually became Claire Obscura Expedition 33, which is blowing up the charts right now. It's like Game of the Year contender. I'm not in that game, I'm not in the final game, but I was in a very early prototype of it. So I'm like really stoked about that, but also kind of like, I wish I was in it. I wish I got good enough to be in the final game, but that's okay. But that was like very early in my journey. So, and that just getting that, it was really fun at the time because I was very new to voice acting, but it was good encouragement to keep pursuing this. So that's where I got my start.
Yeah. And would you say that it also led you to really start taking the craft more seriously and learn more about, the journey as you go along?
Oh, absolutely. Like I think I really started like actually taking classes and things after that. And I'm still taking classes whenever I can. But that is actually when I started being like, okay, this is a thing I can actually do. So, but it's what when I started actually uh getting better, I guess, and learning and growing and taking it more seriously for sure.
Is there anyone you could, shout out or name that's been so helpful or just a major part in your growth into voice acting as it is?
Ooh, I have to think about this. I think I mean, gotta love Crispin Freeman's podcast, Voice Acting Mastery. That was pretty key. I listened to that a lot in my early days. And I took a class with him as well a couple years ago, I think. So he's super good coach. Just recently, I started coaching with Sarah Sakura, also fantastic coach, um, and SkillsHub, which is what I joined a couple years ago, and the community on there has really gotten so like there's been so much going on. Like this, kind of overwhelmed with the number of workout rooms there are now, but d- just the training and the courses available on there have been pretty key for me as well. Those are like the main ones I can think of, but the there's been there's been more, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's like, there's so many people out there, like Crispin, the, Rob Paulson's podcast,
Hmm.
or I don't know if he still does it anymore, but I think Jim Cummings is kind of like, sort of like the successor. If you've listened to Tuned In with, Jim Cummings, is also a really good one. I definitely recommend, and I always say this in a lot of interviews, D. Bradley Baker's I Want to Be a Voice Actor.com is
Oh,
just,
yes.
yes.
Yeah, I think I was on that website early on as well, and I remember he had a bunch of resources like some monologues and some tongue twisters and stuff, and that's some of the stuff that like early me practiced on.
Yeah, it really is a really great website. So just
Hmm.
I probably should just include eat. I probably should just start like instead of just including because whenever I have to type out the descriptions, yes, I do most of the work. I do pretty much all of it myself. So it's usually like these are their websites, these are the people that I've had on, check them out. But I really should just start including Dee's website on there and so many resources because I know people are gonna ask me, how do I get into this? Well, boom,
Hmm.
there you go. So I don't
Yes.
have to be like, well, all you gotta do is blah blah yada yada yada.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think another early one is there's a YouTuber voice actress called like Anna Brisbane, like Brizzy Voices. She had a couple of like voice acting career centered voices. I think most of her content is like, impressions and like just stretching her own range and things. But she has a couple about like how do I become a voice actor? And I think that was also a pretty key video in my early journey. So yeah, there's so many people out there that are willing to like share their knowledge for free, which is crazy. But so there's just so much out there. It's just like it's just hard. Yeah, it's you got to take in all of it.
Oh, for sure. Just gotta take it all. And yeah, I know I mentioned which projects were the most exciting. What would you say were the performances that you felt like, okay, you kind of really connected to the character in a way, and it still remains one of your personal, just, a role that really means so much to you?
Yeah. Okay. Um. So I think one that's coming up, which is the podcast I was talking about earlier, with feminist fairy tales. They did like the episode that I'm on is called the Painted Jackal and the Plucky Duckling. It's sort of like a riff on Ugly Duckling and a different fairy tale called the Painted Jackal. Um, and so my character is like the titular Ugly Duckling, and she's just so like naive and trusting, and also it's probably like one of the most like involved performances that I've done. Like there's a whole sequence where she like is struggling to swim in a river, and that was like the most physically intensive performance that I've like ever given. I like went crazy and with the water and everything, and that I think that'll stay with me for sure.
Yeah, because a lot of, pretty much all of what we do, I mean, except if you're doing like commercials or
Hmm.
narration or so, but even then, it's kind of like you're expressing with your body. I
Hmm.
mean, if you've ever been on stage, if you've done improv, if you do, radio, everything, all of it. Like even right now, what I'm doing, it's all very, very, very like moving your hands around a lot. It's very much is a very physical,
Hmm.
like because not only because the challenge is like when you listen to a performance, you're hearing the voice, but you don't see like actors moving their bodies, the
Yeah.
punches, the grunts, and all the battle efforts that you do on on all the video games. So a lot of it is just it very much is like stage and theater in a way where you're really acting with your entire body, but the catch is you cannot make too much noise. Like if you're
Yeah.
yeah, like if you want to move your feet, you can't do it because it's gonna pick it up.
Yeah, the
That's the
struggle
challenge.
of accidentally hitting my mic,
Exactly.
or like, yeah.
I know I've done it a few times on here, like even on podcasting. So hey, any mistake we do, it's it's out there forever. So
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, that's something I signed up for.
Yeah.
But it's just it's just so fun just to talk about a lot of the physical work. Like even today I was doing an audition where I had to do this really crazy, I mean, I do a lot of crazy laughs and a lot of just characters I do, but this one has to be really specific. So and I kid you not, I was so into it that I'm pretty sure I have to catch myself of like Okay. Ooh, I think I did it a little too hard. Ooh, that's why you got to take care of your, yeah, vocal and physical health is
Mm-hmm.
very much
Mm-hmm.
key. So you definitely don't want to pull something there. So, but this just is one of
That's
those examples where
incredible.
it's like you got to get into it so hard that you're like, ooh, wow, I'm getting a little lightheaded.
Oh God, yeah.
Especially since I don't know how the weather is like where you're at right now, but I think summertime is finally starting to feel like summer because we're in the 90s and 100s. Yeah, here in like
Mm-hmm.
California, like SoCal. But yeah, it's finally starting to feel like, yeah, we're definitely in the summer heat now. So better strap in, y'all.
Oh
But you
man.
sweat it out and you're doing like the workout. Like I go to the gym a lot, and this right here is kind of like my, mini gym, if you can call it that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's pretty much like my little tangent.
No, yeah. At least here where I'm based, which is like the Seattle area, it's a lot more temperate usually. It doesn't get as hot, nearly as hot as it does in SoCal, but it's still, when you're in the booth, you work up a sweat, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, you really, really, yeah. So I think we're just gonna leave it at there and
Hmm.
just settle and just segue on to the next question, which is, what would you say is something that you really what's the biggest takeaway that you got like from the people that you've coached with, that you've worked with? What would you say is your biggest takeaway after being in the voiceover, like doing this for the last few years or so? Because you mentioned that you started like right when everything just kind of was under lockdown. So what is
Hmm.
something that you really take the most out of, doing voice acting after all this time?
Do you mean like personally what I get from it, or
Or
what
what is
I've
something that you
learned?
really cherish or just
Yeah.
love so much about doing it after,
Yeah.
after all
Okay.
this time?
So what I love doing with it is that just how freeing voice acting is, because it's not really reliant on like your face, but it's more like how you sound. And I feel like just the number of types of characters that you get to play can be quite varied, right? And the kinds of jobs that there are, like there's just so much variety in this industry. Like it's kind of there is a place for every type of voice, which is kind of cool. For me, I thought like maybe I might be too niche, like because my background. Like I grew up in Sri Lanka. Well, I grew up in New Zealand, but I'm Sri Lankan by ethnicity, and then now I live in the U.S. And I was like, this is kind of a big amalgamation of backgrounds. Is this anything? Is this a thing that anybody's looking for? But I haven't quite found it yet. But I have had a little bit of success in like people looking for, well, not exactly me. That hasn't been found yet. But if like just there is a place for all types of voices and all types of people. So that's what I like about all of this.
For sure. I'm pretty much in the same boat, man. Like, really, to me, I just really love just being weird in the booth. That's
Yes,
just me. Yeah,
Big Weird is great.
exactly. So, what is something that has been really keeping you just because I know that there's been quite a lot of stuff. I mean, no year is perfect, but this year has definitely been had its ups and downs, a lot of ups and downs, and it's just
Hmm.
going by way too fast for me. So, what would you say is something that has been? Because I know you said voiceover, but what is also something else that has also been, just keeping you just that keeps the blood flowing? If you,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, well, keep
if you want to
keeps
answer that,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
keeps you
This year's
so
been a good
joy.
year for games, so there's been lots of good games. Like not like Old Skies is one, but plug, but uh, Blueprints, Split Fiction, um, Expedition 33. Like this year's been a good one for games, so I that's what's keeping me pretty happy, and good year for TV shows, and like there's lots of good media coming out there. Like even though yeah, the industry is suffering a lot right now, but like it's good to hear that there's a lot of creativity still out there. There's still people making really cool things, and I just enjoy playing them.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I there's a lot of stuff that is on my watch list that I have yet to get to.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think it's also really nice that even if an industry, like, especially right now, has just been a lot of just, turmoil, to put it simply.
Hmm.
But hey, we're kind of just about wrapped up with a strike. Yeah, that's something that's, some
That is
good
great
news.
news. Yeah.
Yeah, really great news. So, fingers crossed that we won't be having another one for a long time.
Yeah. And I hope that like they continuously keep advocating for the rights of performers, and it's fantastic they were able to win like the demands that they asked for. It just took a long time because the companies do be trying to drag it out, but I'm glad that they're able to actually get things done and keep keep this as a job that is doable for people.
Yeah. And I guess as far as, because I don't really ask this one a lot, but we all know that, authenticity with like representation, or just
Hmm.
even with ethnicities in general, just also plays a large
Uh-huh.
part on, characters and what have you. So, how would you say that your personal background is a major, like, it plays such a huge part on your acting journey and just discovering more of your characters and how you approach storytelling. Just let's talk about it.
Yeah. So I have played a few, like a couple of South Asian characters. There was one in a game that I did a couple, like last year, I think. Um, and she was a lot of fun. And then the famous fairy tales episodes that I was a part of have been for South Asian characters as well. And you don't usually see that, like at least lots of in much South Asian representation in English speaking media at least. But I find that like I guess because there isn't that many, um, it like I I I want to see more of it, and I think we're starting to see more stuff come out, which is fantastic. And I think that is at least for me, I want to be there and want to help support these stories and say that we're here. You're muted.
I'm right there with you.
Hmm.
Good old tech stuff. But yeah, it's just so true because, I'm African American and I
Hmm.
play, a lot of different characters with so many different cultures and different backgrounds. I'm just really happy to just start playing like more like, characters that are just so me in a way,
Hmm.
like African
Hmm.
American, and also am just a big old nerd. That's what I
Yes.
live for.
Yeah, I think like also it's nice to also not feel like you're only shoehorned into characters that match your race, because there are a bunch where like your race do, is not like for roles where the race matters. Obviously you want to cast authentically, but there are others that where it's not as like I guess it could be played by anyone. And like I know that is a concern where people feel like they are shoehorned into one particular thing. But like it'd be as if we see more types of people and more types of voices and more designs that reflect that, then you can see like there's all sorts of people out there. Um and it could contribute to having more full lush worlds that we can inhabit.
Yeah, amen to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you say is that? I mean, you kind of mentioned the ugly duckling story. So,
Yeah.
what else would you say was kind of like very just a big moment for you where you realized, man, you know what? I love this. I want to keep doing this practically forever.
Hmm. Let's see. Um. So I guess it's like, um, forever. Okay. So the I mean, it's just like everything that I get to audition for. Um, Auditioning is actually a lot of fun. Like just so many all these projects. I'm like, okay, I get my 2 seconds where I just give you my take, and the fact that like I guess I'm lucky right now. Well, not lucky, but well, I guess I'm lucky that I have uh I'm stable financially, so this doesn't like actually affect my bills. So I have a day job which takes care of the bills. So it gives me the freedom to like not be stressed or desperate about any of the auditions that come in, and just any role that I've like I know this is not specific, but I just love the opportunity to just like just just get to play. And I think a lot of the auditions that I've gotten have been like a lot they're a lot like silly and grounded, but also just a variety of tones. And I yeah, I don't know if that answered your question at all, but it's like just any audition where I get that, it's like, all right, yeah, no, I'm here. I want to keep doing this forever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much in the same boat with you.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's plenty I want to say about that, but to close this out,
Yeah.
if you have any final thoughts or advice that you want to close out this interview, what would it be? And what we want to
Yeah.
say, yeah, something maybe for your to yourself, or
Hmm.
just anything's fair game. Take it away.
Yeah. I think at least for anyone else that was in my position, because I never really considered a career in the arts, really. I guess because, it's just sort of like, hey, this is a thing that you do for fun, but you got to go get a real job. Um, and I don't let that discourage you. And if you like it, just do it. Like I stressed for a long time, being like, I don't know if I'm ready. I gotta like get all the things, but nah, just start. Just start. You can start with your like in your closet with your little USB mic, and you can always just work up from there. But just start and see if you like it. I think that's the most important thing. If you don't enjoy the audition process or like any of that stuff, then it's hard to keep going. And like, why would you spend some time on things that you don't like doing? So if you don't know if you like it or not, just do it. Find out.
Yeah, and where can people check out your stuff? Where can we see you?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
socials,
So
projects? Yeah.
yeah, I'm on
Self
Blue
promo.
Sky. I'm on Blue Sky. My account is at chanisha.com, and that's also my website. And I'm lucky enough, I guess, that my first name is unique enough that I don't need to use my last name. It's I have the domain chanisha.com. So um it'll be like I'll be posting just whatever my latest roles and stuff are on my website, but also I'm on Blue Sky. So I don't post a lot. I'm more of a lurker, but that is where you can find me.
Amen. So for the outro, you can probably say your name, list projects you've done. This is Station Square with me, Robert Jackson, as the outro for today. If you're
Okay.
down with
Well,
that,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm Chanisha Somatilaka. Um, I've been in the Old Skies video game, Feminist Fairy Tales podcasts. Um, yeah, I'm Chanisha.com is my website, and also my Blue Sky handle. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, Station Square podcast with Robert Jackson. Just plug.
Yeah. Hmm. I
Oh
don't
no,
really have any. Oh, yeah, whoa. I don't
oh
have
no,
what?
you could just say, and this is Station Square with me, Robert. Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
and
closing.
this is
Yeah,
Stages Square. Is that what we're doing?
yeah,
Okay, sorry. I'm on board now. You can edit this out. Okay. And this is Stages Square Podcast
with me. Yeah,
with
we
you. With me?
Robert. With
With
no, with
Robert? Wait.
Robert.
Okay, what are we doing? I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, I think you were. Yeah, my name is Shanisha. You can hear me on this,
Yeah.
and this is the Station Square podcast with Robert Jackson.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I was not okay, my brain, I'm sorry. Let me try that again. This is Chanisha Somatilaka. You can find me at chanisha.com, on Blue Sky, and on my website. And this is Stage Square Podcast with Robert Jackson.
Bingo. Any final
Yay!
words? Yeah, closing.
No. Go voice act.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching. This was a lot of fun, and I really had a good time doing this. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say, but God bless. Thank you for your time, and be sure to check out Chanisha and her wonderful voice acting stuff. And until next time, who knows? Maybe she might be. You probably hear her in a couple of new stuff in the future, maybe for my stuff or just more coming down the line. So I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing stuff out there. But anyways, take care and yeah, live long, prosper. God bless. Have a good one.
Good night.
Peace. Yep. Good night indeed.